Hello and welcome to another video on my channel. On this video I will show you how to crochet tiny Winnie Pooh, which can be also as a keychain. I will follow step by step and explain firmly, so also beginners will be able to do it. Please subscribe my channel and feel free to watch many more free tutorials on my channel. So let's get started. The materials that you will need: yellow and red yarn. I'm using milk cotton 5 ply. You will need a 3mm crochet hook. Any other yarn will work great too, just might be bigger or smaller, depends on the yarn that you are using. You will need a pair of scissors, a needle, stitch marker, some filling fiber, 8mm safety eyes, and brown nose or black nose will also be great. We are going to start from the body, and the body and the head are going to be one piece. So take your yellow yarn and make a magic circle. And now for row 1, we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So into the circle, yarn over, go through. We have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through those 2 loops. So that's 1 single crochet, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we finished row 1. Take the end of the tail and just pull like that. So at the end of row 1 we have 6 stitches around. Now you take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. If you don't know where is the last stitch, so you have this loop on your hook that doesn't count as a stitch. You go 1 stitch down and here is your last stitch. Take your stitch marker and bring it through the stitch like that. So now for row 2 we're going to make 6 increases, which means 2 single crochets into the same stitch. For total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. You go into the first stitch. If you don't know where is your first stitch, you can just count from the back. Again, the loop that's on your hook doesn't count, so you go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you take your hook into this 6th stitch. And you're going to make 2 single crochets into this same stitch. 1 and 2. So we made 1 increase. Now you go into the next stitch and make an increase. So that's twice. Now you keep going all the way around, just increase in each stitch. And I will meet you here when I get to the stitch marker. So I'm about to finish the row. Now I go to the stitch with the stitch marker. And now I know that this is the last stitch of the row. So take out the stitch marker and make the last increase into this stitch. So 1 and 2. Now we finished row 2 and we have 12 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. Every time when we finish a row, you take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch. Now for row number 3, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch, then increase into the second stitch, and we want to repeat it total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. Single crochet into the first stitch, and then an increase into the second stitch. So we've done it one time. Now you go and repeat it all the way around, and I will meet you when I finish the row. Just do single crochet increase all the way around. When you get to the stitch marker, take it out and make the last increase and bring it back into the last stitch. So I finished row 3 and we have 18 stitches around. For row number 4, we're going to start with an increase into the first stitch, then single crochet into the second stitch, and then single crochet into the third stitch. And we want to repeat that for total 6 times. So let's do it one time together. Increase into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, and single crochet into the third stitch. So that's one time. Now you go and repeat it for total 6 times until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished row 4 and now we have 24 stitches around. Don't forget your stitch marker into the last stitch that you made. And now for row 5, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, and then an increase into the fourth stitch. And we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, and then an increase into the fourth stitch. So that's one time. Now you continue all the way around and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I finished row 5 and we have 30 stitches around. Don't forget to put your stitch marker into the last stitch. Now we're going to do 3 more rows of 30 single crochets, which means 3 rows of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So let's do a few stitches together and then you go and continue. So first stitch, just do single crochet. Second stitch, single crochet. Third stitch, single crochet. Fourth stitch, single crochet. And you continue the same way for total 3 rows. I will meet you when I finish the third row. I just finished those 3 rows. That's how it looks like for now. So we finished row 8 and we have 30 stitches around. Now we want to change the color. So what we do, I'm sorry we don't need now the stitch marker, take it out. So what you do is pull like that the hook, take it out, and just pull the yarn slowly until you have 2 loops left. Here, the 2 loops, 1 and 2. You take your hook and go through both of them, like that. Now you want to take your red color and like that, just go with the hook through those 2 loops. Now you pull the yellow, pull the red, so it will be tight, and now we are going to continue with the red color. Next row we will cut the yellow color because we don't need it for now. So now you can take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch, which is this last yellow stitch. And now we are going to make 2 more rows of 30 single crochets, which again just single crochet in each stitch around for total 2 rows. So now only for the first stitch we are going to start with a slip stitch, so the changing color will be the most invisible it could be. So just make a slip stitch, and now you continue 1 single crochet in each stitch around for total 2 rows, and I will meet you when I finish those 2 rows. Just note that when you get to the beginning of the second row and you need to go through this slip stitch, it will be a little bit difficult. Just make it a little hard and it will go through. So just single crochet for 2 rows, and I will be back when I finish those 2 rows. I just finished those 2 rows and we still didn't get rid of the yellow yarn. So what you're going to do now is pull like that the hook, bring it out. Now you take your scissors and cut the yellow yarn. Leave a short tail to make 2 knots with the end of the red yarn. So you just take those 2 and you're going to make 2 knots. That's 1 and 2, like that. That's how it looks like. Here was the changing color. And now we are going to continue with the red yarn. So we finished row 10 and we have 30 stitches around. For row number 11 we're going to start decreasing. What we're going to do now is single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, and then make a decrease. So let's do it together one time. So single crochet into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, single crochet into the third stitch, and now we're going to make a decrease. You can just do the regular decrease, but I prefer doing the invisible decrease, which makes the stitches stays tight and it gives it a better look. So I will show you one time how to do this invisible decrease. So you go into the front loop only of the next stitch, straight into the front loop only of the next stitch. Now you're going to yarn over and go through those 2 loops. Then we have 2 loops on the hook. You yarn over and go through both loops. That's an invisible decrease. Again, if you are a beginner and it's too difficult for you, just do the regular decrease, that's also fine. So we've done it one time. Now you're going to repeat it all the way around, total 6 times until you get to the stitch marker. Just do single crochet, single crochet, single crochet and decrease all the way around, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I finished row 11 and we have 24 stitches around. For the next row we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then a decrease. We're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. Let's do it one time together. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and a decrease. Now you go and repeat it until you finish the row, and I will meet you when I finish the row. We finished row 12 and we have 18 stitches around. For row number 13 we're going to make single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then we're going to make a decrease for total 3 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, single crochet in the fourth stitch, and then you make a decrease. So that's one time. You go and repeat it 2 more times and finish the row. I will meet you when I finish the row. So we finished row 13 and we have 15 stitches around. Now you go and do one more row of 15 single crochets, which means single crochet in each stitch around until you get to the stitch marker. Just go single crochet in each stitch and I will meet you at the end of the row. So we finished row number 14 and we have 15 stitches around. Now we want to change the color. So before you take your stitch marker in, just pull like that and take out your hook. Slowly pull the red yarn until you have 2 loops. Like that. 1 and 2. So take your hook and bring it through those 2 loops. Like that. Now you want to take your yellow yarn again and like that, just bring the hook through those 2 loops. Now pull the red yarn, pull the yellow yarn, and we can continue now with the yellow color. For next row, we're going to make an increase all the way around, which are 15 increases. First, take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch, which is the last red one. And just do an increase all the way around, but first stitch into the first stitch. You just make the first as a slip stitch and not as a single crochet. And now you go into the same stitch and make a single crochet. So that's our first increase. Now you just keep going regular, increase all the way around. Next stitch, increase. Next stitch, increase. Next stitch, increase. Keep going until you get to the stitch marker and finish the row. And I will meet you when I finish the row. So I just finished row 15 and we have 30 stitches around. Now we want to get rid of the red color. So pull your yarn like that and cut the red yarn. Leave a short tail to make knots with the end of the yellow color, like that. Now just take them both and make 2 knots. 1 and 2. Now we can continue with the yellow, of course. And now for row number 16, we're going to make single crochet in the next 5 stitches and then an increase into the 6th stitch, and we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. So the first stitch here will be a bit difficult to go into because it was the slip stitch we made. Okay. So single crochet. That's 1. Now you see the changing color, it looks very good. Next stitch, make a single crochet, that's 2. Next stitch, single crochet, 3. Fourth stitch, single crochet, fifth stitch, and increase. I'm sorry, I was wrong. You make single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and then on the 5th you're going to make the increase, and you repeat it for total 6 times. So you've done it 1 time. I will show you again how we do it so you won't be wrong because of me. So single crochet in the next 4 stitches, single crochet in the first, single crochet in the second, single crochet in the third, single crochet in the fourth, and on the 5th stitch you make an increase. Like that. So we've done it twice. Now you go all the way around until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. I just finished row number 16 and we have 36 stitches around. Now what we're going to do is 36 single crochets around for total 5 rows. So you just do single crochet in each stitch around for total 5 rows. Let's do few stitches together. You go into the first stitch, make single crochet, next stitch, make a single crochet. Make sure you don't skip any stitch, they are now close to each other. So just keep going 1 single crochet in each stitch for 5 rows, and I will meet you when I finish those 5 rows. I finished all those 5 rows, that's how it looks like for now. And now for row number 22 we're going to start decreasing. So you're going to do single crochet in the next 4 stitches and then a decrease, and you repeat it for total 6 times. Let's do it 1 time together. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, single crochet in the fourth stitch, and then you make a decrease. So that's 1 time. Now we go and repeat it all the way around, and I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished the row and we have now 30 stitches around. You can now stop and put stuffing into the body. I am going to do it in only 2 more rows because I don't like stuffing early. So now let's continue for row 23. We're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around until we get to the stitch marker, which is again total of 30 single crochets. So just do single crochet in each stitch for 2 rows, and I will meet you when I finish those 2 rows. So I finished those 2 rows. Now we finished row 23 and we have 30 stitches around. Now we are going to stuff the body. So take the hook out and get some stuffing. Fill as much as you can, just make sure you don't stuff too much and there are no holes. Like that. So now we're going to continue. And for row number 24, we're going to make single crochet into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, single crochet into the third stitch, and then a decrease. And we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. Single crochet in first stitch, single crochet in second stitch, single crochet in third stitch, and then you make a decrease. So that's one time. Now we go and finish the row, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I just finished row number 24, and we have 24 stitches around. Now we want to insert the safety eyes and safety nose. So pull the hook, take it out, and now, and just take one eye, and we want to put them between rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from the top. Just bring it through any stitch on this row. Then you take the second eye and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches in between, and you put it into the 7th stitch. Make sure it's at the same row. If you don't know how to count the stitches on the side, just bring your finger into the head from the inside and pull like that. Then you can see the holes. Each hole is a stitch. So now you take your nose and you go 2 rows down, which means between rows 6 and 7, and you just put it in the middle between those eyes, like that. So here's the face. Now just take the washers and make the eyes and the nose safety. You close them like that. So that's 1. 2. And 3. Okay, now we want to continue. So as we said, we finished row 24 and we have 24 stitches around. For row number 25, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then a decrease. For total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it one time together. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then a decrease. So that's one time. Now we're going to continue all the way around, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I finished the row. Now we have 18 stitches around. Now we're going to put some stuffing into the head. So pull your hook and get stuffing. And put into the head. Again, just make sure that you don't overstuffing so you won't have big holes. Okay, now we can continue. So for next row number 26, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch and then a decrease. Repeat that for total 6 times until you get to the stitch marker. Let's do it one time together. So single crochet into the first stitch and decrease. So that's one time. You continue all the way around. Make sure that while you crochet you hold with this finger the stuffing like that, so when you crochet you won't pick some stuffing with it. I will meet you at the end of the row. I just finished the row and we have 12 stitches around. For row number 27 and last, we're going to make 6 decreases. So just go into the first and second together and just make a decrease. And continue like that all the way around until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. I just finished the row. Now I'm going to finish off, which means slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1, and now you can cut your yarn. Leave some tail to sew and close the little hole that's left for us here on the top. Now you want to take your needle and take the end of the yellow yarn through like that. And to close this hole, we are going to take your needle into the next stitch here, taking only the front loop only. If you don't know where is the front loop, so you can just pick all the stitch like that and just from the outside go in the inside of the circle like that and pull into the next stitch, front loop only, pull, that's 2, next stitch 3, next stitch, that's 4, next stitch 5, and last stitch, that's 6. Now you pull tight and that's how we close the hole. Take your needle now through the middle like that and out from the other side and pull. So that's how we close the little hole. Now we want to hide the yarn, bring it into the head and out from a different place and just pull. Now you can just cut your yarn and we are going to continue to the ears. Now for the ears you're going to take this yellow yarn and make a magic circle. And for row 1 you're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Take the end of the tail and just pull. So that's row 1. We have 6 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. And now for row 2 we're going to make 6 increases. So go into the first stitch and make an increase. Into the next stitch, make an increase. Keep increasing all the way around, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I just finished the second row and we have 12 stitches around. Now you're going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. That's 1 ear. Leave tail to sew to the head like that, and you can just pull. Now you go and make another ear. Just do 6 single crochet in a magic circle and then 6 increases into the second row. Slip stitch, chain 1 and cut the yarn. I will meet you when I have 2 ears and we will continue to the arms. So I finished those 2 ears, that's what we have for now. Later on we will sew them here. And now we're going to continue to the arms. So for the arms you take your yellow yarn and you're doing a magic circle. And for row 1 we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And we finished row 1, we have 6 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. For row 2 we're going to make 6 increases. So into the first stitch, make an increase. Next stitch, make an increase. And keep going all the way around until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I finished the row and we have 12 stitches around. Now you do for 2 rows 12 single crochets, which means 2 rows of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Do that and I will meet you at the end of those 2 rows. So I finished those 2 rows. Now we want to change color. So take out your hook and pull the yarn until you have 2 loops. Like that. Bring the hook through those loops and take your red yarn and like that you just go with the hook through those loops. Like that. Pull the white, pull the red, and now we're going to make 2 more rows of 12 single crochets, which means, now we're going to make single crochet in the first stitch and then a decrease, and we're going to repeat it for total 4 times. So let's do it together 1 time. So single crochet in the first stitch, then a decrease, so that's 1 time. You go and repeat it for total 4 times. I didn't put the stitch marker in, but it's at the last yellow stitch. So keep going all the way around and I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished the row and now we're going to make 1 more row of 8 single crochets, which means 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Do that and I will meet you at the end of the row. So I just finished the row and that's how it looks like. Now we want to finish off, so take your hook into the next stitch and make a slip stitch. Then chain 1 and you now can cut also the red yarn, leaving tail to sew to the body, and also the yellow yarn. leave short tail just to make 2 knots with the red yarn. So now you just pull like that, and okay. Now you take the yellow and the red one. Make sure that the yellow is from the changing color here and not this yellow from the beginning of the arm. And just make 2 knots. 1 and 2. Now just get them all inside the arm, or you can also just cut them with scissors like that. And one arm is ready, which will go and be like that. So now you go and make another one of those, and when you have 2 we can continue and make the legs. So I finished 2 arms, that's how it looks like. And now you put them on the side and we're going to make the legs. So for the legs we're going to take the yellow yarn and make a magic circle. And for row 1 you're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Take the end of the yarn and pull. We finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Take the stitch marker, put it into the last stitch. Now for row number 2 we're going to make 6 increases. So into the first stitch, make an increase. Next stitch, make another increase. And keep going all the way around. Just do increasing until you finish the row and get to the stitch marker. I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished row 2 and we have 12 stitches around. Now you go and make 3 more rows of 12 single crochets around, which means 3 rows of 1 single crochet in each stitch. Make those 3 rows and I will meet you when I finish. I finished those rows, now we're going to finish off. So do a slip stitch into the next stitch, then chain 1 and you can cut your yarn, leave some tail to sew to the body, like that. Now you just pull and here's one leg. Now you go and repeat it another time, so we'll have 2 legs which will go here, and I will meet you when we have 2 legs. So I just finished the second leg, that's what we have, and we finished crocheting all the parts. Let's see what we have. Legs, ears, arms, body and head. Now we are going to sew all the parts together. So we are going to start with the ears. So take your needle and bring it through one of the tail, one from the ears, just like that. And now you want to place your ears. So I want it like that, so I leave the left one and I continue with this right one. So now I'm going to bring the needle through the head at the same place as my tail is, and bring it out one stitch at the back of that. And pull. Okay. Now you go from the back of the ear into the next stitch, and you bring it out in the front. And you pull. Now into the body, into the head, and out one stitch after that, like that. Now from the back into the next stitch of the ear, and take it out in the front and pull. Into the head and out of the head one stitch between, and pull. Now just another one into the ear from the back, next stitch, and out from the front, and bring it into the head and out from a different place, like that. Now we want to make it unable to open, so bring the needle into the head and out one stitch in between, and when you have a small loop left here, you take your needle through and you pull. Now you want to hide the yarn, so bring the needle into the head and out from a different place, and now you can cut it off like that. And now we have this left yarn from the ear, so bring the needle through and just hide it between the stitches of the ear, like that. And you can just cut it. So here is one ear. Now you go and make the second one. Make sure that it's at the right place that you want it to be. And I will meet you when I finish those two ears. So I just finished sewing the ears. Now I want to go and sew the arms. So take one arm and bring the end of the tail through the needle, and you want to place them. Oh, first of all, we want to put some stuffing into them. I'm going to use the tweezers because now the hole is too small. You can also use your hook to bring it inside, but tweezers are much easier. So just like that, bring through. Also the same into the second arm. Okay, so now you want to place the arms. I want them here. So you leave the left one and you continue with this right one that you have your needle into, and you find your tail where it starts and you go straight into the body at the same place, and just bring it out one stitch next to it. Okay, yeah. Now you place again and just go from the inside of the arm into the next stitch to the outside, and you pull. Now into the body and out of the body 1 stitch next to it. I hope you can see well. And pull. Now, רגע אמילי. Now into the next stitch of the arm from the inside to the outside, and you pull straight into the body, out of the body, and just keep going like that all the way until you finished and you closed your arm. And I will meet you when I finish with those 2 arms. So I just finished the arms. That's how it looks like for now. Now we are going to sew the legs. So take 1 leg and bring the end of the tail through the needle. Now you also want to put some stuffing into the legs. Not a lot. And now you want to place them here. So you leave the left one and you are going to work with this leg. So find where your tail starts, which is here, and just go with it into the body and out 1 stitch next to it. Now you go into the leg from the inside to the outside. You know what? Take out the stuffing and just put it before you finish closing the leg. So take your the needle into the next stitch of the leg from the inside to the outside and pull. Okay. Now into the body and out of the body, 1 stitch next to it. Into the next stitch of the leg from the inside to the outside and pull. Into the body and out 1 stitch next to it. Into the next stitch of the leg from the inside to the outside. Just go like that all the way around. Before you close the leg, just put some stuffing and then you go and close it. Make sure that it always stays at the right place that you want it to be. And I will meet you when I finish with those 2 legs. When you start sewing the second leg, just make sure that they are on the same row. And now I will continue and I will meet you when I finish this second leg. Don't forget to put some stuffing before we close it. So I just finished sewing the legs. That's how it looks like. And we finished. Hope you liked. Please subscribe if you still didn't, and feel free to watch more videos. Thanks for watching and bye until next time.